Hello, it's Julia Pierce with Plumline Productions. And today I have another story about government corruption in Columbus, Georgia. So I had a citizen contact me and let me know that there was an instance of our local sheriff of Muscogee County who allegedly ran the license plate number of a citizen for one of his campaign workers. And to make the story more interesting, the person whose registration was run allegedly by Mr. Countryman ended up being a higher up official within the Columbus Police Department, which led to an internal affairs investigation being opened. Now, I was notified that this investigation had been concluded, and since it was concluded, I could publicly request any information regarding that case. But of course, I would be met with more obstruction and evasion from the Columbus Police Department's Open Records Division, which led me to engage the Attorney General's office for the violation of the Open Records Act. Upon which the Assistant Attorney General, Kristen Settlemyer, ended up responding. The Assistant Attorney General ended up writing an official letter to the representative for the Columbus City Attorney's Office, Tyler Cashball. And at first, Tyler indicated that Ms. Pierce has gotten everything that she's requested. And then I had to respond, no, I didn't, to which she wrote him another letter. Now, I will say I pretty much got everything that I requested, except for any conversations between the sheriff of Muscogee County and the former police chief, and the operator's record for who ran the license plate for the unidentified woman. Now, just to give you a quick rundown of the story, based on the internal affairs investigation that I read, the daughter of Mr. Countryman's campaign worker went by her mother's residence and saw an unidentified vehicle in the driveway along with her mother's live-in boyfriend. And the daughter explained that there was some suspicious behavior going on. She didn't recognize the vehicle in the driveway. So she took a picture of the license plate and notified her mother. Now, there are two conflicting stories that occurred in this investigative reporting. But the most popular and first story is that this woman, the campaign worker, ended up providing the license plate information to Mr. Countryman, who allegedly ran the license plate for her and provided her the information of the unidentified woman. This would be corroborated by a report by the former chief of police, Freddie Blackman, and the campaign worker herself. See, when she found out who the woman was and that she worked for the Columbus Police Department, she immediately contacted the former chief of police, Freddie Blackman, and said, I want something done about this. And she indicated in the report that Mr. Countryman is who ran the information for her. So according to protocol, and because he was requested, he opened up an internal affairs investigation. And I will say that the sergeant who conducted the investigation did a thorough investigation. He even notated some inconsistencies that he recognized. And one of those major inconsistencies were that the campaign worker was now redacting her story about how she found out who the unidentified woman was. She said that the family of the unidentified woman and her family had been longtime friends. However, when the unidentified woman was investigated, she indicated that there's no way that this woman would have known even where she lived and that they were not, in fact, longtime family friends. She also indicated that she believed from the live-in boyfriend of the campaign worker who told her that Mr. Countryman is who ran the information for her. I have been unable to obtain any operator information regarding whomever ran the license plate and registration for the unidentified woman. I was told the CPD couldn't provide that information. I would have to request it through the GBI. And this time when I did that, I was met with months worth of waiting and shill games, and again having to engage the Attorney General's office for the Violation of Open Records Act. However, this time Ms. Settlemeyer decided to let me know that because the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is a government agency and they are clients of the Attorney General's office, that she cannot mediate the open records violation. And I will say that she pretty much gives me that same response anytime that I've tried to get open records from any government agency in Georgia. So at this point, all I have is the internal affairs report and the testimonies and transcripts of those who were involved. However, I think that it's important to note that there is probable cause based off of this investigation that Mr. Countryman did do what originally his campaign worker said he did. And it seems coincidental or convenient that I'm not being given the evidence that I need to validate that it was in fact or not Mr. Countryman. But the shady games and the refusal for government transparency kind of allude to the fact that I might be over the target. So I'm going to show you some evidence and just let you look at it and let me know what you think. Here's the original open records request through the Columbus Police Department's Open Records Division, and you will see that there were 177 people that viewed my email. And this is why I say that it looked like there was some sort of conspiracy that was being hatched. Here is the official letter that the Assistant Attorney General, Kristen Settlemeyer, sent to Tyler Cashball, who was the representative for the city attorney. And here's the letter that Tyler Cashball sent back to the Assistant Attorney General saying, yeah, Ms. Pierce got everything she was asking for. And here's the letter that Kristen Settlemeyer sent back to Tyler Cashball stating, yeah, she hasn't gotten the internal affairs investigation information. And then after Tyler gave me the link to the internal affairs investigation, I sent this back to Ms. Settlemeyer, letting me know that Tyler satisfied my requirements. Here's the front page of the 129-page investigative report done by Sergeant Tom Durow. And this is his rundown of what he found, and it shows a highlight of the story and even indicates that the campaign worker said that Mr. Countryman ran the license plate of the unidentified woman. And this is the transcript of the unidentified woman being interviewed in her investigation, where she says, you know, I've seen her go by my mother's house. There's really no reason for her to be coming by. And I feel like when she got my name and my title, she got all my personal information from Greg Countryman. I don't know what all he gave her. I don't know if he gave her the address or not, but to be honest with you, she had no business or reason to know where I live. And this is where Kristen Settlemeyer from the Attorney General's office responded that they are unable to mediate complaints against our clients, which in this case was the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Eventually, the GBI did respond. You see that I put the request in November 21st, 2023, and they said that pursuant to OCGA 35122F, they could not provide that information to me, which reads, captured license plate data collected by a law enforcement agency shall not be subject to public disclosure pursuant to Article 4 of Chapter 18 of Title 50. That's exactly the thing that I was alleging that Greg Countryman has done. With the history of obstruction of open records, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find the operator ID without a lawsuit or the intervention of the grand jury. But either way, I believe that this warrants some sort of an investigation. Y'all make sure to check me out on Plumline Productions on TikTok and YouTube. And let me know if you have any feedback or you want me to cover a story. Have fun, y'all. See you later.